A game that should be chock full of drama here at the Emirates. Plenty to look forward to as Arsenal play host to Manchester City. Stay with us on EA TV. Well, no doubt about it, gunning for victory. The home side tonight. We're in North London, the home of Arsenal. My name is Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me in the commentary position is the former Arsenal and West Ham midfield player, Stuart Robson. And very much looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League.
Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory. And another, well, not another, but a big game has finally descended upon us. I mean, the Villa game a couple of weeks ago was also pretty big. The Wolves game was pretty big in terms of keeping us into the title race after the Villa result. But now we're here again, facing Manchester City at home on Sunday. Oh man, I hate this fixture. More so when we're at the Etihad, but yeah. I don't know, like, I had one of these things where I sort of blocked it out of my mind this past week. I sort of thought to myself, yeah, I'm going to try not to think about it. And for a short time, I did forget about it. And literally until like the day of the Girona game on this past Wednesday, that was when I first started thinking, oh shit, we've got City this weekend, who have just so happened, as they normally do in January, they have just so happened to begin a little run of form. I think they have won their last 3 out of 5. Yeah, they beat Leicester, West Ham, Ipswich and Chelsea. I did watch the Chelsea game, actually, their game against Chelsea, and really and truthfully it was Chelsea's to throw away. Like, Chelsea threw it away. They went 1-0 up. I didn't see that. I turned it on just before half time when they equalised, when City equalised. But I saw most of the second half, and I thought Chelsea were in the game even at 1-1 until Sanchez made that mistake and Haaland made it 2-1. I think the game was dead and buried at that point. Like, Chelsea had no way back into it, essentially. So yeah, I think they're more vulnerable than they were last season. I don't think they're as invincible as they were last season. I think they can be beaten. The same fixture last season, we beat them 1-0. This season, arguably, we could say we were the better team at the Etihad. It's just, you know, we were just unfortunate that they got a last-minute goal. Literally the last kick of the game, they got that equaliser. I remember seeing one of these famous, I don't know how many there are because you don't see many of them, but the famous Man City fan saying he reckons that the league's won because that's a mental win over Arsenal. That we did everything. We were 2-1 up, down to 10 men. Trossard sent off for kicking the ball away. You see how that doesn't exist anymore. That rule, and we played ultra defensive, as you should do when you go down to 10 men and you're winning. We got a lot of I remember there was so much criticism for that. I remember from pundits, from people that I knew, like of fans of other clubs, were like, I think somebody said to me, a Newcastle fan said to me, oh, nice to see that you're playing negative football now, because obviously last season, I think it was last season or the season before, they came to the Emirates and like shithoused their way to a 0-0 draw, essentially, which is fair enough. Like, you've got to do what you've got to do to get a result, I suppose. Just don't cheat. And unfortunately, you know, we conceded a goal right at the last second. And then, you know, there's the whole thing with Haaland saying to Arteta afterwards, stay humble, stay humble, and all that sort of stuff, and kind to bite him in the arse in the end, because they went on quite a bad run of form for the rest of the calendar year. So I don't want to go too much into the whole kind of like thoughts on City, because I find it very, very coincidental. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it's very, very coincidental that all of a sudden now they're starting to win. I think that's telling, that all of a sudden now they're starting to win games consistently. I mean, I think the draw that they got was against Brentford, wasn't it? But yeah, it seems like all of a sudden their fortunes have turned around, and I don't know why it's like on the 1st of January they're like, oh yeah, we've got to win a league or we've got to win something. It's crazy. I think I'm in two minds. There is part of me that thinks that we go into this as the favourites, but that phrase always comes to mind. And it's not very often I quote Gary Neville, but never rule out City. Never think they're dead, because this is the kind of game after, a couple of weeks ago, Chelsea were being touted as potential title challengers more than us. And they didn't wipe the floor of them. I think Chelsea sort of gave up after, as I said, I think Chelsea just sort of huffed and puffed after City went 2-1 up, but they convincingly beat them in the end, by the scoreline anyway. And this is the kind of game where I just feel like City will become that sort of immovable object that they have been the past couple of seasons. But at the same time, I think Arteta's due a run against Pep. I think he's due a couple of wins. One win in however many times we played City is not ideal, and I think if we are going to win the game, it's more likely to be at the Emirates than it is at the Etihad. And I think that this game is massive for two reasons. Because obviously, again, it's Arsenal City, and over the past couple of seasons it's been a big deal. And then obviously, like, we need to win to keep our title hopes alive, or to keep a glimmer of our title hopes alive. Now, let me look at the other fixtures. I believe Liverpool have got Bournemouth. Oh, that'll be interesting. Bournemouth away, Bournemouth at the Vitality. That'll be interesting. I don't think Bournemouth are going to do anything. I think they're more likely than Brentford last week to do anything. And even then, Liverpool went all the way to the end of the game to win that. So was that last week? I can't remember now. Oh no, Ipswich. Yeah, there was no chance that Ipswich was going to really do anything. But the game before that against Brentford, they left it late to win that. So I think this will be a little bit more of a tough challenge for Liverpool, but I still think Liverpool will come out on top. If Bournemouth somehow manage to win this game, it's going to put even more pressure on us, which we kind of need, to be honest, because I think, unfortunately, in the Premier League, you've got to play everyone, and unfortunately, it's just fallen that, like, our league season sort of hangs in the balance. Well, not hangs in the balance, but it's going to be dented heavily if we drop points against City on Sunday. I think we have got. There is part of me that thinks we have got a good chance, but I don't know, man. I just feel like City are on the way up again, and I'm never confident, regardless of like how bad City have been and how lackluster and how the contrast between last season, the season before, and this season with City is so vast. It's basically night and day. I can't sit here and confidently say Arsenal will beat Manchester City on Sunday. I can't do that. Sorry to be negative, but I can't do that. I don't know. I can't see it for some reason. But outside of that, obviously, there's still these transfer rumours going along with Ollie Watkins. John Duran, Aston Villa's other striker, has now moved, according to Fabrizio Romano, has now moved to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, which I think all but kills this Ollie Watkins thing. I don't know how, if we do sign him, if I'm wrong, and I could be, and we do sign him, I have no idea, fuck knows how Aston Villa will let that happen. Because that would be a very, very, very stupid thing to do, to like sell both your strikers. I know they've got other forward players like Morgan Rogers and Leon Bailey that could play as false nines and stuff like that, but Unai Emery doesn't normally play with false nines and doesn't play that sort of thing. I think he likes players to play in the position, to have players that play those positions. He's not like Arteta that wants that sort of versatile players that can play in different positions. I think he prefers, strikers to be strikers and midfielders to be midfielders, etc., etc. So, if somehow we manage to sign Ollie Watkins, I mean, I don't really care, but like, I would be interested to see what Villa do, but I don't think it's going to happen now. I think the bid was made on Monday, the £60 million bid that got rejected. I think that was made on Monday, and yeah, now I think there's rumours that Arsenal were going to go back in for another bid. I haven't seen any news about that today. There's also Matthias Tell from Bayern Munich that we're linked with. Apparently, I've just read that he's turned down going to Spurs on loan. Clubs like Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal are looking at him. Someone I was talking to the other day at work, who's also an Arsenal fan, was saying that he thinks he would be a good fit. We'll see. I think he's primarily a wide forward, so he would definitely come in hand. I think it's more imperative right now that we have that sort of backup for Saka. Although now Gabriel Jesus is out, the striker does become more important. And I do agree with the whole consensus that I think if we had a better out-and-out striker, because Havertz isn't a striker, there probably would be more points in the bag and more victories in the bag than we have had now. I just can't see it. I think it's too late into the window now, and I don't think we're going to sign anybody. I think I said this in the beginning, to be honest, that I'd be very surprised if we sign someone, because we rarely do it. We rarely sign a player in January. So yeah, disappointing, because it probably means that we're once again on the back foot going into the second half of the season. Probably means that, my thoughts of winning the league, of not winning the league, that I expressed after Bournemouth and Newcastle way back, is probably going to come to fruition now. I don't think we're going to get any further than the quarterfinals of the Champions League, unfortunately. And I think with the Newcastle return leg on Wednesday, I think that's pot luck at this point. I don't think we've got a very good chance, because obviously it's very hard to turn a 2-0 deficit down, especially in going up to Newcastle in the evening. I think it's going to be very hard. I think we can do it. Because weirder things have happened in football, but it's just very, very unlikely at the moment. I mean, I'm not confident. Same way I'm not that confident about this game this Sunday. But yeah. Oh, the FA charged us as well for surrounding the referee. They had to get something back, didn't they? After the whole Miles Lewis-Skelly red card at Wolves. But yeah, I don't know, man. In terms of, again, as I've said throughout the season, I'm not going to predict. I'm not going to make any predictions. I'm not confident, put it that way. But I've not been confident facing City for a while. Even in the latter days of Wenger, Emery, all that, I've never been confident facing City since they've been in this mode and under Pep Guardiola. So it is what it is. We go into it. I probably won't be able to fit behind the sofa, but I will be definitely hiding behind something while that game is on. Let's see what happens. That's all we can do, really. Not very insightful. Like, a lot of these previews are not very insightful. It's just me just talking. I don't have anything written down. I'm just talking. But anyway, right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again after the game on Sunday. Enjoy the rest of what's left of this EAFC simulation if you were not paying attention to it. Like and subscribe as always, and take care and stay safe.
And it's yellow. Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli. That's a nice looking ball. And thwarting his opponent in the nick of time.
Well, they've been frustrated for quite a while now, but these fans have suddenly come to life.
And there's the delivery. Straightforward piece of goalkeeping. Slipped through by Ilkay Gundogan. Just needs to steady himself. And a goal! He's put it away! A celebratory moment!
Well, let's look at this again, Derek, because the transition when the ball changes hands is so quick and his movement's so clever. Once he gets onto it, there's only one thought in his head: smash it as hard as possible. What a good goal.
What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here? The referee has decided to give the free kick decision the way of City. And they're making a change. Rewarded for that brilliant high press. The keeper not really touched by that long-range shot. Well, we're inside the final 10 minutes in this one. Well, that was incisive. This could finish it! And nicely parried away. Now, options are plenty. De Bruyne. It has to be. And it's two for him today. A masterful performance. The defenders unable to stop him.
Well, as you can see, he beats the defenders so easily with a change of pace, and then it's a decent finish. That's a very good goal, you have to say.
Substitution then. Let's see how it affects the match. So there it is, 3-1 the current scoreline here. Arsenal could be onto something. Crossing possibilities. Well, there was impending danger, but good defending. And the referee has deemed that an additional 4 minutes are in order. Erling Haaland. Haaland. Closing down well. Will he find the net? And a goal! If there were any remaining doubts, that will settle the issue.
Well, that says it all. Pep Guardiola and his players are really working as a team here. Great celebration. Well, as you can see, he doesn't mess about here, does he? He's strong, well-balanced and skillful. That's a top-class finish.
Well, not too much defending going on in the grand scheme of things. 4-1. That's not a bad ball. The final whistle and the Gunners go down. They've lost this game. No points picked up. What did you think of it?
It was the nature of the performance more than anything else. They never got out of second gear and were completely dominated all over the park. Tell you what, though, I wouldn't want to be in that dressing room right now.
Well, as you can see, our cameras are lingering on Erling Haaland. Yet another exceptional performance to add to the growing list.
Well, I have to say, that was impressive. Not just his goals, but his all-round play. He was excellent.